Vian Noronha, the Director of Secret Sharz. Thank you for being here today, and we'll be celebrating the Suicide Prevention Day, World Suicide Prevention Day today. So let us watch a video to begin the session.
Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. Remember that there is nothing stable in human affairs. Therefore, avoid undue elation in prosperity or undue depression in adversity. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. Our prayers should be for blessings in general, for God knows best what is good for us. Not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. By all means, marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. Is made of two kinds of people. Wise people who know they are fools, and fools who think they are wise. Rather die having spoken after my manner, than speak your manner, and live. If all misfortunes were laid in one common heap, whence everyone must take an equal portion, most people would be contented to take their own and depart. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of. For credit is like fire. When once you have kindled it, you may easily preserve it. But if you once extinguish it, you will find it an arduous task to rekindle it again. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. He is richest who is content with the least, for content is the wealth of nature. I know you won't believe me, but the highest form of human excellence is to question oneself and others. Get not your friends by bare compliments, but by giving them sensible tokens of your love. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel.
Good morning to one and all gathered here. I'm Antonio Vian Noronha. I'm the Director of Secret Sharz. Today, I would like to remember all the people who have died because of suicide, and I would like to help everyone to prevent suicide. So this webinar will teach you a few tips and tricks to help people in need and how to investigate on what has happened to a person. So here is one video which I would like to share with you that has inspired me to start this Secret Shares of Mine initiative. So I would like to share it right now. Thank you.
Ryan got grumpier as time went on. He spent more time in his room. I didn't notice that, son. I missed it. I thought I checked in on him. I did every day. How you doing? I'm fine. Okay, I guess you're fine. I didn't realize that fine meant I'm not fine. But how many times do we talk to our teens and say, yeah, I'm fine? They chose I'm fine for a reason.
It's hard sometimes. It's hard to know what the balance is with my kids sometimes. I make a smaller deal out of things that my wife makes a big deal about, right? Is there like a rule of thumb or trouble?
Well, I can't throw the line for you, right? I can't throw. I wish I could because I'm not a psychologist. I'm not an expert. I'm a guy who lost his kid. We spent the last year and a half trying to figure out why. For those of us with teenagers and those of us who've seen teenagers a lot, how do you talk to them? Well, I can tell you what they want, what they don't want. What they don't want is you to burst into their room when they're watching some video on YouTube and say, we need to talk. That's the wrong time to talk. That's when they say, I'm fine. But they all have that time when they'll talk to you. Maybe it's driving in the car when you're taking school, when they're walking the dog. I can tell you, though, it's also inconvenient. Because I know all the times that Ryan came up to my office because I work from home and said, hey, Dad, can we talk? And I said, dude, I just on a call, 30 minutes, I'll be right there. And how many of you have done that? I don't know which one of those times, if any of those times, was the time Ryan wanted to come up and tell me how he was really feeling. It's my wife's birthday, so her and I headed down to Mexico on the 20th of March. We got to Mexico, and I'll always remember this because the night of the 21st, we were having dinner, and our phones went off at the exact same time. It was 11:03, and we each had a text. But it was Ryan, basically saying, I love you. And then he said, I freaked out. My wife's screaming. I got on the phone, I called my mother-in-law who's looking after the kids. I'm like, find Ryan. I'm yelling at her, Kim's yelling at Kyle, and she's running around the house, and she finds him. I've never felt more helpless in my entire life. All I wanted to do was be there and save him. I couldn't.
What would you tell people who would tell you it's not your fault?
That I'm responsible. There's things that if I had it done differently, Ryan would still be here. I wouldn't be standing in front of all you guys saying, please learn from what I didn't do right. And I wanted to see if there's like something I could find, a letter or a notebook or something. And I start going through drawers. And I open it up, and it's empty, except for 2 sticky notes. I pulled out, one said, my username's password, and the other one said, tell my story. Tell what happened from your eyes so that parents are looking at their kids differently. And I traveled around the Pacific Northwest in California, talking to a whole bunch of parents and a whole bunch of kids, and I researched the heck out of this. The stats are staggering. So for me, I'm going, why? What is it? What changed? When I look back at Ryan, I showed up this way. CEO, coach, Ironman, black belt, author. If there's a problem, I fix it. My kids never saw me cry. As far as they know, I never did. I failed at 13 businesses. I've almost been bankrupt 3 times. My wife and kids never knew. I protected them from hell. I thought that's the way I should do that. And then what did my 14-year-old son do? He looked at me and said,
This is a real man.
that's the way a man, my father, is supposed to be. So he showed up that way. Ryan was the class clown. Ryan talked all the time. Ryan came home from dinner and told great stories about how things happened, about his bully, and how he verbally trounced his bully and thought it was funny as heck. He never showed the fact that he had problems he had once. Because he thought that that's how he's supposed to show up. And I regret it.
So what would you teach fathers? Basically help them talk with their kids.
First thing you do is you listen. You listen to how they feel and make sure they know that you care. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What's going on at school? Have you ever felt sad? Have you ever felt mad? Ever felt anxious? And you understand that how they feel is how they feel. You can't fix how they feel. And this is what we as dads do. We fix stuff. How many times has your wife said to you, I don't want you to fix my problem, I just want you to listen to me. That's hard for dads to do because we want to protect our kids. When we go into overprotection mode, when we protect them every time they fall, so they can't, then what do they believe when they become 14, 15, 16, 17? They believe there's nothing wrong that's ever going to happen. We create kids that do not have any resilience in their lives. I want to do a little exercise with you. Close your eyes for a second. I want you to think back to when you were 12, 13 years of age. And I want you to put up your hands if you were ever bullied. Put up your hands if you ever felt like you weren't happy with your life. If you ever felt like you weren't as cool as the other kids. Leave your hands up for a second and open your eyes. All right, now put your hands down. Put up your hands if you ever thought that you would go ahead and share those deep, dark, painful moments with your kids. Yeah, I didn't. Because I was like you. But I wish someone took the time to talk to me and tell me I might need to change. Had I been more vulnerable with my own kids to share with them, but yeah, you know what? I was good. I was good. I didn't think I had a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot. I never shared any of that.
You could say that in your line and you gave it.
I could say one thing to Ryan, I'd say I'm sorry I didn't see it. Sorry Phil, he was a dad. I'm a lot more open now with my kids. And you know what? I have a lot deeper conversations with my kids now than ever. All right, so what do we do now? Everything's only going to change if we change. The world's only going to change if we decide as parents that we're going to make it change. And we're going to make it change if we all decide to be that person that our kids want to come talk to, that our kids feel safe with. If we tell our stories and we start to have real emotional connections with our children, that's when the world starts changing. You can make a difference with your own family. I'm making a difference with the family I have left. I would love it if you all told your story.
So, welcome once again. Thank you for coming today. Good morning to everyone who is here. And this is our first day. This is my first presentation on my website, that is Secret Sharz. So as today is Suicide Prevention Day 2021, I would like to wish you a happy Ganesh Chaturthi as well. So this day, I would like to congratulate everyone for being here till today, focusing on your goals, your aspirations in life, and just being you, trying to work hard and be something in life. So suicide is a permanent solution for a temporary problem. We have all heard that. So whenever the problems are temporary, we find a permanent solution for it. But then why don't we have a perception of it? Why don't we think of a perception of it? There are always two sides to a coin. There is not only one side. So when there is one side of the coin, you think only about what is going on in your life, what is going on bad in your life. So can't you think about something else? So Secret Shares is all about that. And we help people to share their stories in the ways of articles, blogs, or videos, dance, or something like that, so that they have a platform where they can share their secrets, where they can share their problems. And this is a platform where we have used to even help people. I've at least counseled 3 people by now, I think. And these all 3 people say the only one thing majorly, that is we all just need to listen to someone. That's it. So that is the basic thing what everyone needs. So listening is the most important aspect of a counselor as well. So we have seen the news that people have taken their lives. So small problems, either for children when they are studying, when the parent says, please go to study, and the child is very angry and goes to the room and suicides. There was one case recently, I think in January or something. So all these reasons are very few. So they don't think about what has happened in the past. So suicide is not only for a moment, it happens through a long process. It happens through a long term of sadness. It is not just a fast decision. So there are a few cues which you can see through a person. That is either they are hopeless, or either they are very sad all the time, or they have changed the moods drastically. Either they are talking too much in class. So people sometimes in school, if there are any teachers here, sometimes in school you might have seen there are a few boys who are boys or girls, I mean, who are very naughty in class, who have just who are talking a lot in class. So ask them what has happened to them and what is going on with them. So we have today's day was first observed in 2003. That is the International Association for Suicide Prevention, that is IASP, was formed in Vienna in 1960 by Professor Irwin and Dr. Norman, and co-sponsored by the WHO. The IASP is comprised of experts and volunteers from 77 different nations, and it is a non-governmental organization dedicated for suicide prevention. So here in Secret Shares, what we do is we concentrate on life skills and skill development and capacity building. That is majorly which is necessary for suicide prevention, to help you build your own capacities for any kind of stress that you have, or any coping mechanisms you need. So there are 10 life skills, that is problem solving, critical thinking, effective communication skills, decision making, creative thinking, interpersonal relationship. All these are there, and it helps you manage your stress very well in a systematic order. So I have jotted down at least about a few points. That is, first is for problem solving. So these are the major points which you need to solve one problem. You can teach your kids, or you can teach your children about this, and they can also help others in case someone else needs. So first is define the problem. So first we are defining a problem, that is, a person cannot study well in his exam. So then list out the possible solutions. What are the possible solutions? Then then evaluate the options. So I have based this today's presentation on these skills. You'll come to know that in a few further slides. So no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So this is a major thing. What you can say is that is, no one can make you feel inferior. That is, no one can put you down without your own feeling down. Like if you feel down, only then you feel down, or else no one can put you down as such. So today's topic is creating hope through action. So creating hope through action means that is actions speak louder than words, right? So when you have a particular action, that is, you show concern towards someone, when you show your empathy towards someone. Empathy is like standing in someone else's shoes, that is trying to understand what the other person is thinking of. So when you are trying to understand a person's thought process, then you will understand, then you will create a hope within them. You can help them, you can guide them in a proper way, or by your experience, you can help them go through whatever they are going through.
Right.
So the facts about suicide are here. An estimate of about 7,03,000 people die worldwide each year, and over 100 deaths, 1 in every 100 deaths in 2019 were of suicide. Then the global suicide rate is over twice as high among men than women. So men feel a lot more pride in trying to suppress their feelings, and they don't go to any consultants or go to any doctors for help. So so men try to feel when they try to suppress, these all create a lot of pressure, and they in turn turn into anxieties, then comes depression. So my topic for today is managing stress and anxiety in children and youth. So the next thing is 55% of all the 58% of all the deaths by suicide occurs before the age of 50. That is, most of the youth who think that there is nothing to do in life. So now, in case there are farmers' suicide, which happens a lot these days because of loss of crops, or it can be because of financial problems or something related to it. So these all are the causes. So, and there can be environmental causes, there can be social causes, there can be genetic causes, or there can be economic causes. There are a lot of causes of suicide. So how can you try to pinpoint one of them? That is by listening to them. So listening is the major key to all of your problems. Then about 77% of global suicides in 2019 occurred in low and middle income countries. That is just what I said before. Then is an individual suffering from depression is 20 times more likely to die by suicide than someone without the disorder. Then is suicide remains illegal in 20 countries. That is, in a few countries where suicide is illegal, I think they are imprisoned. In case they are attempted suicide, they are imprisoned, or they can be a short-term imprisonment or a long-term imprisonment as well. So let us learn a few warning signs of suicide or depression, whatever people are facing before they die. So if someone is threatening to hurt themselves or kill themselves, or talking about dying or wanting to die, so this is a major thing what a depressed person talks about, that is wanting to die. They might just tell, bro, I want to die, man. I can't deal with it. They say that. So I have heard a few people who say that, and yes, they are going through depression as well. They are being treated as well right now. So a few of my friends also are there who talk about it, but then by talking and by listening to them, you can try to evaluate them, and how can you help them, you can see just like that. Or you can ask them to go for help, you can motivate them, you can try to giving them coping mechanisms like breathing exercises or something like that. You can give it to them. So someone looking for ways to kill themselves or trying to find weapons. So nowadays, when you search on Google how to commit suicide, you will get the depression number. You'll get the toll-free numbers to call them, and they will help you out. So they will give you something called as the psychological first aid that is needed for your just if you if you want to have any if you have any problems, they will help you solve them, give a bit of good feeling within oneself. So someone talking about death or writing about it, if someone is writing a death wish or a death note, so all this can be seen by parents whenever a child is writing something on his book, or if he's drawing something, you can try to understand what that drawing means. All this can show what the child is feeling about themselves or about their lives. So there is hopelessness when someone is feeling very sad, or when they are feeling that nothing is going to happen nowadays because of COVID. People think that no, I might not get any job for now, this is not going to happen, or they might think that its school is very difficult for me because I have to sit on a computer all the time and try to finish my assignments. All this, I cannot do it because I do not know anything about computers, or I do not know how to operate a computer, or I do not know how to send things to the teachers. So all this can be there, and then is rage. When, as I said just before, if teachers are there, when you find a person very overactive in class, when you say overactive, that is when they are very angry, or when they are very angry with their peers, or having any troubles with their coping with their peers, or social anxiety they have. So you can talk to these kind of kids, and they can help them out. So there was one of the webinars yesterday I was just hearing. So one of the teachers was saying there's nothing called as a naughty child. So all these things have to be seen by the teachers, and they can help the child to cope with whatever they are going through. They can help the child. You can first understand what the problem is. First, you'll have to know the background of what the child has been going through, or if there's some problem at home, or if there is some kind of problem within their friend circle. So all these can be seen by a teacher. Feeling trapped, or like there's no way out. When a person is feeling that depression. Firstly, majorly, depression is all about the sadness going down and down. You go into the sadness, you do not come out of it. There's no ups and downs in depression. So there is only depression, there is only sadness in their lives. So what happens here is they feel very trapped in their sadness, and they feel that there's no one to help them, or in case they call someone, they might not be there. Or so one of the cases which I heard from my teachers was that um, a child just called his friends just before they suicided. So a child called their friends. That is so they felt very. They felt the child was their friends were playing football or something. So they could not pick up the call because of that. So the child once it committed suicide. Then they found out that the child called the friend and to ask for help or something like that. So these toll-free numbers are there for you always, and you find them on our website everywhere as well. So whenever you feel sad, just whenever you feel depressed, or whenever you feel there's no one to help you, all these toll-free numbers are there where you can ask for help. If you ask, you will receive. That's always a main quote which I follow. You ask first, you ask for help, only then you will receive any help. Then second one is increased use of alcohol or drugs. Nowadays you see even kids using alcohol or drug abuse in kids as well. So even in 8th standard, 5th standard also, you will find a few kids who are into drug abuse. When I had gone to one of the ITIs, so there one of my professors, he had taken me for for a program on drug addiction. So one of the Alcohol Anonymous person had said that he had started drinking alcohol from the age of about 8 or 10 or something like that. So these are all very small ages to start drinking alcohol. First, you have to try to explain to your children or to your friends or to your students about the use of alcohol, what are the impacts of alcohol in your life, so that they understand, so that they know what they are going into. You cannot tell them to stop it directly, because obviously they will go home, or they might go anywhere. They can buy something and they can drink it, or they can use their drugs or something like that. So all this can happen when they go back home. You're not there with them all the time. Even parents, you're not there with your kids all the time. But then, because they go out, they can lie to you, go out somewhere, they can drink, they can use drugs, and they can come back home. All these are the possibilities what are there. But then you have to try to educate them on these, what are the negative effects that they can get from drug abuse or alcohol abuse. So then is social withdrawal. If a person is come out of the social life, if they are not going with their friends out, if they were playing outside, if they are not going right now, nowadays it's COVID time. But then you have to give them some personal time. Children need their personal time always, because they need some time to think about things, so that they have their own time to navigate through life. They can always ask for help from you. You have to always be open to them, try to understand them. Even your children at home, you have to try to understand them very well, so that they come to you whenever there's some kind of problem. So then next one is dramatic mood changes. So in case there's some mood change in the kids, or in case a youth has extreme mood changes, like if he was very playful before and now he's nothing, now he's sitting at home or doing nothing, playing on the computer all the time. So all these are a type of mood changes that you can see. So what can you do to help? As I've said before as well, ask the child, or ask your friend what has happened, what kind of help do they need. So ask them what they need. So then is be there, or listen to them. Listen to them is the number one thing what you can only help them. That is, we as counselors or psychologists or doctors, psychiatrists, can only help you by listening. We all do the only thing. Counseling is more of listening and less of talking. So what we do is listen to the problem. So whenever there's a problem of a person, we listen to their problem. We ask them questions based on what they are talking. So that is called active listening. So not passive listening, or not only selective listening. Don't only listen to a few things and try to shout at them based on what they have said. Try to listen to the entire thing what they are saying. Try to understand, try to evaluate on what they are saying, and then you move forward by helping them. That is, then next one will be keep them safe. Keep them safe. That is, even in counseling, when we talk about counselors and the counselees relationship, there is keep them safe. That is, we have to tell the parents or someone around their circle to keep them safe. That is, please see to nothing happens to them. That is, they are not in a good place. So try to talk to them, try to keep them comforted, or try to help them out if something is needed. So keep them safe in that way. Help them in any way, help them to connect with counselors or through doctors, empower them to go to the counselors or to the doctors. Do not try to bring out social problems. Do not try to bring out that society might think like this, society might think like that. When the child is asking you to go to a counselor, or is trying to ask you for help, this is all nothing. You can all this can be done very easily. You are only thinking about it. All this is very common here in India. That is, parents don't understand the importance of counseling, and they try to suppress them. There is a Telegram group which I'm on, and most of the questions are about this. That is, my parents are not allowing me to go to a counselor because they think that that society might think that we have some problem or some mental issues, but that's not the case. The counseling is not only for people with mental illnesses, it's for everyone to open up, to evaluate yourself or to share whatever you want. Then is follow up. Last thing what a lay person or who is not a counselor can do is follow up. Just ask them like very frequently, how are you? Or once a month you can just talk to them for an hour or two or something like that, and just keep a track on what they are doing. So you can use all these to help them try to cope up with whatever they are going through, and this will help you help the others as well. So coming to our topic for today is managing stress and anxiety in children and youth. Nowadays there is a lot of stress and anxiety within the students. So they are very stressed about studies, or how can they are not allowed to play out because of COVID. They cannot go out, or because of weekend curfew. Whenever they have holidays, sadly they have weekend curfews. Even the time spent with their parents is very short nowadays, because parents mostly work at home. They only see that the child is working, and they do not sorry, the parent is working and the parent does not give enough of time to their children. So you see, we all have our own problems in life, but then how do you manage all these times? How do you manage all these stressors, or how do you manage your time with your child or with the youth is very important to you. So if you have to manage your time, give your child Saturdays, Sundays at least, that is, talk to them, make them come and sit with you for dinner, lunch, or breakfast, or come talk to them about what is going on in their day-to-day lives, or how it is all going in their lives. Yeah, sometimes the child also might be busy with their own things. As told in the video, do not go to a child when he's watching YouTube videos, or do not go to him when he's playing something. It is not the right time at all. Do not go at that time. So I would like everyone to tell me these questions are here. So what does stress mean to you? Like, what do you think that stress is, and what does happiness mean to you? What is happiness? What is happiness exactly to you? And when do you get anxious? Is it when there are a lot of people around you, or is it when you have when you have a lot of illnesses, or when you are going to take a vaccine or something? Are you anxious about what is going to happen? So when are you brave to face something or someone? So is it that when you are angry? So this is one of the thing what came to my mind. When you feel very angry on someone, you directly go and shout to them, not even feeling anxious. How many other people are around you, you shout at them. That is there is one advertisement here, that is, you do not in a parking in a crowded place, you honk a lot. And when there is that is, there are a lot of people, right? And you do not feel anxious at that time. That social anxiety is never there. So when are you brave enough to face something or someone? So just take 5 minutes to think about these questions, and please type them in the chat box, or you can say it loud as well. If anyone is there who would like to share about when do you feel stress, what does stress really mean to you? You can type it in the chat box. Anyone who would like to put them down. When do you feel stressed? What does stress really mean to you? Anybody who would like to share? Yes. When you do not meet your goals, yes. So, what happens when you feel stressed? How do you try to cope up? How do you try to cope with it? Teachers have to have their syllabus. So syllabus is the main thing what you have. So you can say the holy grail of education. So how do you cope when you do not complete your syllabus? Do you put it all on your students, or do you do some exercises or something like that? So when you feel stressed, how do you go about it? So, what is stress exactly? That is the body's reaction to a threat. That is, you said that uh, you don't meet your goals. So, whenever your goals are not met, that is a threat to you. So, what is your body's reaction? You feel very nervous. You start sweating a lot, and you start panicking. So, what is anxiety now? So, anxiety is the reaction to the stress. Whatever you're feeling stressed, anxiety comes off. So when stress is accumulated within a person, when stress is built up within a person, he gets anxiety. Anxiety issues are for many reasons as well. Anxiety can be because of mental health illnesses, or else because of economic or social conditions as well. So people can manage their stress or anxiety with relaxation techniques. Uh, yes, when one is asked to speak when they do not know about it, yes. So that really happens when there are a few top group discussions. I mean, so this happens when there is a lot of group discussion happening in GDs, uh, in interviews or in your classes. So when a child or when a youth doesn't know the topic, he simply blabbers around, or because you have to talk, right, in a group discussion. So what points can you put? So can you change them? So you do not know how to put them across. So break them into short-term goals and try to achieve the, yes, correct, correct, it is right. So you have to break them down into goals achieved, and how can you go towards those goals are very, how can you meet to these goals are very important to you. So what can you do? What is my suggestion to you? Because there is no such kind of relaxation technique. There is no such kind of managing their stress, because people have a lot of variety of good ways to manage their stresses in life. So these are a few techniques which I personally use. That is relaxation technique. That is trying to breathe in and breathe out. That is trying yoga. Yoga in the sense of a few minutes in the morning. 6 o'clock you can get up, because 6 o'clock in the morning is a very good time to breathe fresh air. It's a very nice time to get in the proper nutrients in your body that are needed. Then is you can do physical activities like walking, or you can jog, or you can go for cycling. And then is talking about your worries. That is we have you can write journals, or uh, you can write articles about it. So what are the causes of stress? These are the causes which a few causes which are there. What are stress? So being under a lot of pressure in workplace or school or home, worrying about something or someone, or having enough of work, not having enough of work activities or changes in life. So whenever a youth is unemployed youth, has a does not have enough of work. They are just out of college, or they are just out of studying their studying time. So it is very fresh in their minds, and they feel like bringing it all out. And that is the time when they can be at their best. And at this time, if they do not get proper jobs, or if they do not get a proper work environment, or if they do not use their mind in a productive way, all these are the possibilities of causes of stress, and which can be chronic later on, and which can cause depression as well. So if they do not have activities or activities in their life, if they do not go for walking, or if they do not have any physical activities in their life, they tend to have cause a lot of stress. They overthink a lot, and they think for a small thing as well. They do not feel happy of anything. So then what if there are no changes in your life? So if your life is very constant, if you're getting only one salary all the time, if from about 5 to 10 years, if you're under one salary bracket only, and if the management is not giving you enough of salary hike, all these are the causes of your stress. You will also be very demotivated in a place that is not giving you any change, that is not giving you any urge to work anymore. So time of uncertainty, like these times, so all these times can cause you a lot of stress. So that because if your neighbor gets COVID, or if your friends get COVID, or someone gets COVID near your house, you stress. You do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. If you're under if someone in your family, or if someone around your friend list is uh, into some kind of major illnesses, so you overthink that something might happen to them. You feel very sad about what is going to happen. So if you lose your job these days, I think about 18,000 many people, 18,000 as per statistics, just last month they have lost their jobs. So just today I heard that Ford is closing down, and 4,800 jobs are going. So all these people are not expecting the companies to close down, or they're not expecting work to go off very easily, because all these companies are very big, and they do not expect layovers very easily. So loss of jobs can create stress within a person. If a person has just joined their job, and if the job is trying to put them out, if like some of my friends who were there in a company, a good company, so they were laid off only because they were new in the company, and the company was not making a good profit. So just after COVID started, they put him out. So these are all these all cause a lot of stress. So loss of job, homework for a student. See, sometimes it can be due to laziness as well. So you have to understand what what a child is really doing at home. So if a person is playing a lot, try to talk to him, try to make him manage his time, because my time management is very important, because time is very precious to a person. Even though people come a bit late to anything, we need to start off things. Like today as well, people did not come very early, but then I started it, because time is very precious. Because everyone's time, whoever is here waiting, or whoever is doing something in their lives, or if some doctors are there, very very specific they are on their times. They do not like to waste their times, because time is money for them. When you get paid as per your time used, then you're getting paid, then you're actually getting paid. If you're sitting there doing nothing, that is not called time management. So then is exams and tests. So because of exams and tests, people can have a lot of stress as well. And then it's causes of anxiety. Stress due to causes of anxiety can be due to illnesses, that is prevailing illnesses. If you have some kind of like uh, illness, like if you get COVID or something, you get anxiety, like if what if it happens again. And if you don't go out, some people nowadays, the old in even though about the age of 60, because of watching a lot of TV and news, reading news, or things like that, they get very scared of what is going to happen. In case I get COVID, I'm going to definitely die. And all these cause anxiety, and they tend to lose whatever they already have. See, people above the age of 60 used to go for walking a lot, or they used to have laughter clubs, which help release their stress a lot, and they can talk to their friends or family whenever they go out for walks, or they go out for to the beach weekends or weekdays. So all these can be a thing as well. So then stress buildup, as I said just before, stress buildup also causes anxiety. And personality of a person, if there is some kind of personal problems, personality problems of a person, these can be also causes. So drug and alcohol abuse, you tend to get anxious when you drink a lot. So so you see everything very slowly. You normally, whenever drunk people go walking or something like that, they see everything moving very slow, and they don't see things in reality. So all these are the causes. So trauma also can be a cause of anxiety. That is, if someone has gone through an accident, or if they have gone through any problems in life. Then is mental health disorders. So if there are some mental health disorders, that also can cause anxiety. So what can you do when you are stressed or anxious? First is prioritize your tasks. So as one of the persons said in the chat box here, break them into short-term goals and try to achieve them. So you can break down uh, the task, as in, if you are having a problem in prioritizing your task, you can make it into very important, not so important, and very not at all important tasks. You can make it into something funny, so that you can remember all these things, so that you can remember it when it comes to doing things as well, or when you have it on the black board as well. I have a board here which tells me all the tasks which I have to do in this month. So if I have to have any kind of program or something of this month, I plan it just a month prior to it. So what are the tasks coming for the next month? So is it a very important task that I have to pay a lot of focus on? Should I have a lot of preparation for it, or can I just prepare it just a few months, few weeks ago, a few weeks prior to the program? So prioritize your task in such a way. Music helps with what kind of music also depends. If you listen to rock or hip hop, or when you're listening to sad music when you're sad. So these all music, what type of music also depends on how you manage your stress or your anxiety. Then fidget spinners. So something that gives you stress balls are there, or you can use something that relieves your stress, or a pen in case you want to play around with it when you're talking or something. You can just fidget with your pen or something like that. You can do that so that your stress goes away. Then is break up large tasks into smaller tasks, as said by ma'am in the chat box. Then is avoid perfectionism. So this is very important for people who are not perfectionists. So you can avoid being perfect, because whatever you do is, if you are satisfied with it, is very important for your own satisfaction. Then is activity that could be done, that is breathing. You can do that is deep breathing. Breathe in for 5 seconds and breathe out. Hold it for 5 seconds and breathe out. Then you can because whenever you are releasing stress, just yesterday I was thinking about this, that whenever you jump from go for bungee jumping, or if you are going on a parachute, you take deep breath just before you leap for something. Why is that? To release your stress. Your body naturally does it, but when you are actually anxious or when you're stressed because of work, you forget to do it. You're not doing it exactly. You're not actually doing all these things. So deep breathing is very important for you at any point of life, any point of time. Keep the windows open, breathe. That's why I told that morning 6 o'clock is very good. Going for walks with your friends, talking that time to your friends is very nice, good way to reduce your stress or your anxiety. Then talking to your friends again. Then is take a day off from work once a month or something like that. You can go out with your friends, or you can go out somewhere to the beach or something like that. You can take a day off from work. Yoga helps. Then meditation, I just read from a book that when you meditate you have to stop thinking. So when you stop, can you stop thinking when you meditate? So this is very important, so that you can think, you can stop thinking for a moment, just for a moment. If you stop for a few time, for a few minutes in your time, like 5 minutes, that's all. Just stop thinking about everything, close your eyes, just stop thinking about many things, stop thinking about your work, stop thinking about someone else, or stop thinking about anything else. Just think, just don't think. Can you do that? That is a major task that has to be done, that can be done to reduce your stress. It also gives you good sleep, in case you want to know. It You fall asleep very soon if you stop thinking, or think about, you can just think about a blank sheet of paper, just one blank sheet, there's nothing else, you can think like that. Then next one is role of teachers in managing stress. I think there are quite a few teachers here in today's webinar. So life skill based education, that is what Secret Shares also does. So these all help you to manage your stress or your anxiety. You can teach your students based on life skills that are, there are 10 life skills I said already. That is problem solving, effective communication, or decision making, critical thinking, coping with stress or emotions. All this helps a lot to, all these are given by the WHO, and WHO, UNESCO, and NICEF also has done these. So you can just follow through their blogs. There are a lot of websites which they have skills, or they have a lot of activities which you can give to the students about all these. Coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms means something that you can cope with if you have some kind of stress. So what can you do? As I said, problem solving techniques. If you just Google it, you will find it. Like if you if you Google problem solving techniques, you'll just get these, get a list about, first is defining a problem, then is list all the all the possible solutions. All these are the basic things what you can teach your students to cope with their stress or their anxiety. Then is talk to the students, listen to them. In case there's a student, as I said that time as well, if there's a student who is who was very talkative in class and started and stopped talking to everyone, if they are socially withdrawn from their friends or from teachers, they are not talking at all, that time you can go and intervene. You teachers can do a lot of changes in a student's lives, because whenever from first to 10th, whatever a student is going through, the student remembers it forever. So if a student is being bullied in class, you can just listen to the student, try to understand what the case is, and try to solve it by yourself, instead of complaining to the principal, instead of complaining it to other teachers, going and sitting in the staff room and complaining it to other teachers. You can do these a few small steps that could make you the best teacher that the child can ever have. You might not be that successful. I'm not giving you like 100% chance that you can solve all kinds of problems, but then you can just take a few steps that can help a student try interact with the teacher in a friendly manner. You can be like a friend figure for the student in case they do not have something in life. Give them a break. Give the students a break of about half an hour or 5 minutes or 10 minutes after your class or before your class, just to talk to themselves or talk to their peers or something like that. You can give them this, so that the students also feel very relieved that they can talk about some things to their friends or something like that. But tell them not to make a lot of noise, or try to keep discipline as well. Encourage the student into whatever he likes to do. So encouragement can be in singing or dancing or whatever, however the student wants to express, or art the student wants to express themselves in. You can have a YouTube channel that can help the students try to showcase their talent. So Secret Shares also does that. So we have a YouTube channel that showcases talent of students. We had called a lot of we had called for artwork as well. We have, so we have dances or we have singing as well. So I was talking to a few students who had come for our previous sessions, that they were feeling very happy that Secret Shares was made. And yeah, so they feel very relieved in sharing whatever they are doing. Maybe it could be anonymously as well, because that is very important for a student. Anonymity is very important, so you can encourage the students like that. And there is one small activity which I which, yeah, already it's time, so I'll just explain it to you and you can just do it by yourselves. So this is the activity. I think most of you might know it. That is the Johari window. First is the first block is open or free area. That is uh, the region one, that is free activity. This is a free activity. You have to know yourself, what you know about yourselves. So what all are the good qualities within you. So in case you are good at talking, if you're good at singing, or if you're feeling, if you know your behavior, or if someone knows their behavior, attitude, feeling, or emotion, if all these are your skills, what you know about yourself, this can be put in the first area, that is open or free area. The second one is blind self. That is the blind spot. That is what is known to another person. That is, if your friend knows something about you and you do not know it, if in case if it is a bad thing as well, no problem, you try to rectify it by understanding what it is exactly. So try to give him the paper, try to give her the paper, and try to ask them to write something that the qualities that you have, that you do not know but they have seen within you. So give a feedback on whatever it is. So even after today's session, I want to understand what kind of good qualities I have within myself, and what kind of what are the negative things what have happened in this webinar as well. So we give the feedback form. So that is kind of blind area. So that will be my blind spot for today. And open free self, I know what it is, so I'll put down whatever I have given myself. And blind area also can be whatever you're giving me the feedback. So that is blind area. Then is the hidden self. That is whatever is hidden within you, but you do not want to show it outside. In case you have a good singing quality, if you are very good at singing, but you do not want to show it to others, because it sometimes people start saying, sing here, sing there, sing here, sing there. So people do not try to bring out many talents within themselves and keep them within yourself. And if you have a lot of social anxiety, so all this is hidden self. So whatever is hidden within you, or so is unknown to others. So whatever is unknown to others, but within you yourself, you know about it. And yeah, that's it. So only you know about it. So then is the unknown area. That is unknown area. That is unknown self. That is what nobody knows within you. So it can be contains information like feelings, latent abilities, or aptitude, or experiences, or something like that. So so that can be unknown to a person or himself, or unknown to the other group as well. So it is not known to us as well, but you can think about whatever are, you can just guess the qualities what you could have within you. So this is one of the activities which I would like you to do, so that it helps you, and it will help you in your future as well, to know your strong qualities, whichever are there within you, or whichever you have to change within yourself. And the blind area is a place where you can understand what are the qualities that you could have, which you possess but you do not know. So these all can help someone about, it can help a person deal with day-to-day problems as well. So I hope you have taken a screenshot of this Johari window so that it will help you in your future as well. So it will help you decide on your goals, your attitudes towards things. So yeah, if there are any questions, you can ask me in the chat box, and I will be putting up the, if there are some qualities, as I said, if there is any blind area within me, you can just tell it to me through the feedback. This is the time where you can share your feedback as well. So if someone would like to either put it on the chat box, or you can tell it to me. It's already 12 o'clock. So yes. So I have shared the feedback link in the chat box. So in case it is an anonymous feedback, so in case someone wants to share, or if they want to say something about, if in case they want to ask questions, or if they want answers from us, so you can post some questions, or you can give us a good article, because we are also coming with our newsletter, which is, I think, will come up next month. So this will also answer a few others' questions as well. So if you ask these questions, it will help others as well, because others might have others can have a few questions, and they may not feel good to ask it. So you can ask me at any time. So if someone would like to give their feedback to me, please, you can give it right now. So there are a few polls which have uh, kept here. You can answer them in case you need. It is found in the activity area. You can click the three dots on your phone just down there, and you can go to activities. Then you can just click on the polls there. You can answer them. Okay, we can wind up the session if there's nothing more. So thank you for everyone. Thank you for your participation. And uh, in case you want any certificates, you can just get back to me at any time. I will give you my email address, or you can just type antonio@secretshares.com, or you can just go to Secret Shares and you can just go to contact. You can go to contact us, and you can just type in. You can just give your request for the certificates. So thank you everyone for your patient listening, and thank you for coming for today's program. Thank you all.